So MAGA. Unfortunately, just the phrase itself, "Make America Great Again," in of itself is not something bad. That's actually, you want to make America great. We all want to be better people every day, right? It's not a bad thing. However, it's been obviously taken and skewed by the left, the progressives, the media, in the same way, that they did that with the Tea Party as well. What does it mean, though? Again, "Make America Great Again" is really no different than hope and change. You really think about it. "Make America Great Again" is the same, in essence, marketing idea, concept of hope and change. It basically put together by like a Dom Draper from Mad Men. Okay, it's marketing. It can mean "Make America Great Again" can mean something to someone in Kissimmee, Florida, and it can make something different to somebody in Iowa. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, what does it mean? I would start. I wish the Donald Trump wants to bring people over to his side, and a lot of people that may have voted for him in the past and are don't know what they're going to do, whether or not they're going to even vote, who they're going to vote for. I mean, not necessarily Biden, but maybe a third party candidate, maybe not showing up at all. Trying to bring over people to your side is not so much "Make America Great Again." How do you make America great again? You can talk about, okay, borders, that's one. Okay, borders, that's one. But how did the borders get out of control? Talk about inflation. How did inflation get out of control? How did the tax code become 70, 80,000 pages? How did regulations become so bad? Right on down the list. And it comes down to one thing: the presidency. The presidency. We need to make the presidency small again. That's right. What do I mean by make the president small? I mean the executive branch of government, right? We got the legislative, we got the executive, and we've got the judicial. Right now, our country is not run by any stretch of the imagination how our founders wanted it to be run. We the people. No. We vote for these presidents that have way too much power. Utilize loopholes, executive orders. We have a Congress that doesn't really legislate, that says, hey, we would rather spend our time, which they do. They'd rather spend their time getting being interviewed on cable news networks, discussing the various different investigations that they're engaged in. We need to make the presidency small again, meaning we have to reduce the entire executive branch of government. And if you ever really think about the size and what encompasses the executive branch of government, that's the bureaucracy. That's freaking DC. That's Washington, D.C. is the executive branch of government. All of the agencies that are out there, all of the employees, they don't work for the legislative branch. They work under the executive branch of government. And we need to cut that down to size. What's interesting is that, we basically talk about, he's going to be a dictator. This one's going to be a dictator. That one's going to be a dictator. Next Hitler, next Mussolini. This has been going on for some time. I mean, even take a look at the Constitution and war. We don't declare war. President just sends whatever troops wherever he wants, however he wants to do it at any point in time. This is not how the country is supposed to work. What was interesting is that Biden administration issued a new rule that makes it harder to fire government employees. This is obviously, they want to push back. They want Donald Trump to be able to fire rogue bureaucrats. New rule, which bolsters job protections for career civil servants. put out April 4th. Yep. They want to targeting a promise move by the Trump presidency to drain the swamp and root out the deep state. Again, you can drain the swamp real easy as you're president of the United States. You just don't fund it. You just cut off all funding. Sorry, we're done. We're cut off all funding. And again, it's a seismic shift. You talk about earthquakes hitting the Northeast. This would be a Washington, D.C. earthquake, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen. And it would win. Outside of the freaking Beltway, you could reason with people all across the country. This is how big your government has gotten. These are all these people and what they are making. The amount of your tax dollars is being spent. The amount of bureaucratic employees that we've got. We need to cut this down to size. How inefficient it is. The money that's wasted at the Pentagon. The money that's wasted at doesn't make a difference. Whether it be the IRS, EPA, FTC, SEC, go on and on and on. Cut them off. Want to make America great again? Make the presidency, make the executive branch small again. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.